friends, welcome back to the channel. Today's video is an exciting one because I am transforming my plaza into a witchy, Salem-inspired town using many of the recent premium items that we got this Halloween season. This was a fun little project for me to do, and it was also a little bit challenging to make this vision come to life in a biome as small and bright as the plaza. If you happen to have a lot of these items and want to make your plaza spooky, or if you just want to see how this turned out in the end, then definitely keep on watching. To start the build, first I make the front gate with some castle wall ruin arches and tower pieces, and just taking the time to make a little bit more of an elaborate design with some of the wrought iron lights behind it. I put some candles down on the window pieces and then add these iron spike gates. I use a lot of the ever after fir trees in this build to go along with the witchy town aesthetic. For the pathing, throughout the build I will use the stone slab path that you can craft with the time bending machine and the Forgotten Lands pathing. I also put down the bordered mud path to lay the train tracks down. These Halloween town gates will go on either end, and then I finish framing the front with some more fir trees and some of the dead Forgotten Land trees. You see here that I actually just make the black pathing a little bit thicker, just doing some tiny readjustments. Put the Mickey pumpkin topiaries and some lights, as well as the Nightmare Before Christmas fountains. I also decided to put the projector on top of those towers to give it a magical twist. I thought the pathing looked a little bit bare, so to break up the texture I used these grates, which were from a premium shop pirate bundle. Oddly enough, I was experimenting with using the wrought iron walkway slabs, and if you are recreating this, you don't need to use as much, or you can just not use it at all if you want to shave off some item limit space. But I thought it made the stone slab path more unique by putting them in a pattern where the lines meet. I also added in the Halloween town archway and blended in with the entrance of the castle wall. This well item with the birds flying around is actually a part of the new Halloween event, so take advantage of this, and if you see it in your valley, you just have to feed it candy to unlock the item. I put 2 of them down on either end, and the movement of the birds really helped the place feel a little more alive. I am showing you a rough estimate of where all of my buildings will be. I used 2 of the Gothic manors, which you can do by making your house skin the Gothic manor and placing another one down. Some of these houses are actually character houses, and I also use some premium shop items. All of them are dark and somewhat purple, which I chose carefully to create this vision. I thought Flynn and Merida's houses just matched the look of the other ones, so I put them down there as well. I put down some more castle wall ruins using various pieces and just carefully placing them behind some of the buildings. This gives the illusion that it's all part of a single town. And as I do this, I make sure that I can reach all of the rock nodes in various corners. time to extend the train tracks. I think I made it a little bit more complicated than it could have been, so I curve it up towards the Forest of Valor and I just play around with the pathing to get it all inside of the train tracks until it looks fine. Same with the other side, I curve this one down to the Peaceful Meadows side entrance. Then I add some of the black pathing as a border to the train tracks, while keeping everything else in that stone slab path. There are going to be some rough gaps, but I just keep telling myself that this is supposed to be a more run-down town anyway, so if anything, it fits the vibe. I do leave some black pathing in the middle of the buildings for a centerpiece, but keep everything else in that stone slab path. I also add some dead trees behind the Gothic manor and some small fir trees and ever after shrubs along the sides of the town square. So now at the very front, I wanted to make those two large gaps we left on either ends as graveyards. On the left side, I wrapped a little area in sun-baked pathing and more iron spike fences. Put down the Zero's house item multiple times to create a graveyard, and decorate the area with some thorny vines, sunlit plateau grass, cobblestone pathing, and candles. Here is a short time lapse of me continuing that pattern with the raw iron slabs. I think just again to reiterate, it really gives a unique texture to the pathing. On the right side, we do the same thing with bordering the train tracks with the black Forgotten Lands pathing and filling everything else in the stone slab path. I also forgot to show that I swapped the placement of some of the houses in the area just to fit the space better. back to the front, this one has a similar vibe to the graveyard, except it's more for a single person. I did something very similar in my Gothic manor build, separating the two graveyards into a public and private one. I used the same general foliage and pathing, but actually used the mausoleum and coffin. Back over to the left side of town, I put down a clock tower and benches and decorate the area with some regular crop pumpkins and jack-o'-lanterns. I jump around the build quite often, so I'm very sorry about that, but on the right side, once more, I got this tree from the floating haunted island that is currently happening right now, so do that event and complete the puzzle and you can get this tree as a prize. I use it to replace the potion stand that was there before. By the witch's cottage, I just used some witchy decor from the star path like the cauldron, the magical tools, and I also used a spindle that I think came with a corona set. It is time for some finishing touches, so by this point I was pretty much done and was just adding some small details to each area, just to give each corner of the build a story. By the second Gothic manor, I used the headless horseman statue, and I also put down some barrel pieces and other rustic looking furniture to make it feel more homely and worn down. I'm also going to make it a little bit easier at the front by creating tree arches next to the entrance so you could walk by there as well. For the final finishing touch, we will just put some floating candles down, spreading it evenly across the build, which will also match the Halloween dream castle that was in the shop a couple weeks ago. And that is how I transform my plaza into a spooky witchy town. Come walk with me and I will see you all at the end of the video. I hope you all enjoyed this spooktacular speed build. It was definitely a fun project to do, and I just love decorating my plaza in general, depending on the season. There will be at least one more Halloween town build that I have planned for the rest of the month, and that will be in my peaceful meadow, so definitely stay tuned for more. If you guys liked the video, be sure to like, subscribe, and I will see you all next time. Bye!